Alright, so this video is for geometry. We're taking a look at an extended response type question from Chapter 9, and here it is. It says, draw a quadrilateral in the coordinate grid at the right. Show the figure undergoing the transformation rules you have studied in this chapter. Use different coordinate grids for each transformation. Draw each image and write the rule you used. So this is kind of an open-ended question, very similar to like the congruent triangles test, if you remember. So I'm going to go ahead and put a a trapezoid on here. And again, it's just going to look something like this. So, you know, you can do whatever you want. It can be wherever you want it to be. So there's mine. Alright. And I'll label it A, B, C, D with the coordinates. And A is at negative 3, 1. B is at negative 2, 3. C is at 2, 3. And D is at 2, 1. Alright. So again, it doesn't matter what you do, whatever you want to do. Okay, and now we're going to do each of these transformations. And I invite you to create your own if you want to, but you can follow along with me. So for the translation here, I'm going to use the following rule. And again, you can make it whatever you want to. Alright, my rule is going to be, I'm going to translate. Let's go 2 to the right, and let's go 4 down. There's my translation rule. So every time I want to draw the original one, so A, B, C, D. And then I want to draw the translated one. So if I go 2 to the right and 4 down, so A goes 2 to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. There's A prime. B goes 2 to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. There's B prime. C goes 2 to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. There's C prime. And D goes 2 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4 down. And there's my translated image. And on the side here, I'm going to write the coordinates. So A prime became negative 1, negative 3. B prime is 0, negative 1. C prime is 4, negative 1. And D prime is 4, negative 3. Alright, next one. Let's do, I don't want them there. Slide down. Okay. Next one, reflection. So let's reflect, and let's pick the line y equals negative 1. And again, I picked the line that's going to be helpful for me in terms of how much space I have. So I'm going to put the original figure on here. A is at negative 3, 1. B is at negative 2, 3. C is at 2, 3. D is at 2, 1. There's my original quadrilateral. A, B, C, D. And now when I reflect this, I need to accurately draw this line y equals negative 1. Well, this is the y-axis, the vertical one, so go down to where y is negative 1 and put a dash. And you see that that dash is horizontal. Keep it going. And you can see that I'm going to reflect across a horizontal line, which means I'm going to reflect vertically. So let's see. A is 1, 2 up, so go 1, 2 down. There's A prime. B is 1, 2, 3, 4 up, so go 1, 2, 3, 4 down. There's B prime. C is 1, 2, 3, 4 up, so go 1, 2, 3, 4 down. And D is 1, 2 up, so go 1, 2 down. And there's the reflected quadrilateral. And again, I'll go ahead and list the coordinates out. So A prime is at negative 3 now. B prime is at negative 2, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C prime is at 2, negative 5. And D prime is at 2, negative 3. All right, next, a rotation. Okay, so how about we do a rotation, and let's make it challenging, right? Let's rotate 270 degrees around the origin. All right, so let me put my original quadrilateral on there. So let me scroll up so I can see. Negative 3, 1, negative 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. A, B, C, D. And now, I'm going to rotate this 270 degrees around the origin. So you have to recall that if you do a 270 degree rotation, then all of your points x, y, the x and y switch, and now think of the 2 and 270 as the second coordinate becomes opposite. So all of these points are going to be written as y opposite x. So down here, I'll actually do this. So A is at negative 3, 1. So for A prime, I will switch this, and I'll make it 1, negative 3, and I'll make the second number opposite, 1, 3. For B, B is right now at negative 2, 3, so I will switch it for B prime to make it 3, negative 2, and I'll make the second number opposite, 3, 2. C is at 2, 3. I will switch them for C prime to make it 3, 2, and make the second number opposite, 3, negative 2. And for D, it is at 2, 1. I will switch those for D prime to make it 1, 2, and make the second number opposite, 1, negative 2. And when I graph this A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, it should be rotated 270 counterclockwise. So it should be somewhere over here on the right side of the graph. So 1, 3. That's A prime. 3, 2. Oh, I'm sorry, I did A prime wrong. 1, 3. 3, 2. 3, negative 2. And 1, negative 2. And you can see that it rotated once, twice, 3 times counterclockwise. Every time it rotates, that's 90 degrees, so it did rotate 270. If I did 90 degree turn one more time, it would be 360 back on to itself. Okay, and then the last one, the glide reflection. So remember, this is a composition. So it starts with a translation and then ends with a reflection. So here's my reflection after translation. And let's say I'm trying to think of a good one to do. Let's say we translate, let's go down 3, so 0, negative 3, and then let's rotate or reflect across the line x equals, let's go x equals 1, okay? So we'll see how that looks. And again, I'm just making it up based off my graph. You can really do whatever you want to, but then you have to have the space to do all the stuff. So I'll put A on here. Here's A, and B, and C, and D. So there's my original quadrilateral. So now, this is going to take 2 steps, so I'm going to have to use a couple different colors. Okay, so that's the glide reflection I'm going to do. So there's my original figure, A, B, C, D. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to translate first. Go down 3. And you see I already did A prime, went 1, 2, 3 down. B prime, go 1, 2, 3 down. There's B prime. C prime goes 1, 2, 3 down. There's C prime. And D prime, 1, 2, 3 down. There's D prime. So there is the figure translated, and now I must reflect it. And I'm going to reflect it across the line x equals 1. The x-axis is right here. Go to where x is 1. That's right here. It's a vertical dash. Keep it going. There is your line of reflection. Count how far are the prime points away from this line and reflect it horizontally. A prime is 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, so go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. B prime is 1, 2, 3 to the left, so go 1, 2, 3 to the right. There's B double prime. C prime is 1 to the right, so go 1 to the left. And D prime is 1 to the right, so go 1 to the left. And if I connect those 4 dots, there is my image after a glide reflection. And I'll go ahead and label the coordinates as we've done for all the other problems. So A double prime is at the point 5, -2. B double prime is at the point 4, 0. C double prime is at the point 0, 0. Wow, right there on the origin. And D double prime is at the point 0, -2. So again, this is a great example of an open-ended extended response question. So hopefully you were able to do it, and we will see you on Tuesday or Wednesday for your test. All right, thanks for watching.